Yamamoto Pro in Italy is September 10th, and it's shaping up to be a showdown. That's right, we are 11 days out from the Yamamoto Pro in Italy right now, and we can almost guarantee you that Nathan Asha is going to find himself in the center of the action there. When he was on the Menace podcast earlier this week, Nathan actually went on a record to say that this was going to be the best version of his physique that we've seen yet, and that this was going to be the season that we see his 4-year Olympia drought finally come to an end. And one major thing that might have gotten a little buried here was the fact Nathan said he was also planning to retire in 2 years during this interview, and that he's going to give it everything he has in between now and then, but after that it's essentially a done deal for him. He's going to give the next 2 years to tapping out whatever his potential is while he's still in his prime, and then he's riding off into the sunset. So if you're a Nathan fan, like we've been pretty much since day one, then you better soak this up while you still can, because the odds are that there won't be too many opportunities left to see him doing what he does best. You gotta love the confidence that Nathan has heading into this show right now, because historically when he's chippy like this, the end result has typically been very good for him. But on the flip side, Regan Grimes might be ready to play the role of spoiler here, or at least he is in the eyes of Nick Walker, who had some pretty positive things to say about Regan's look after his latest update. Obviously, Nick's never been one to hold back an opinion, which is a big part of what makes him an interesting follow on social media. But when he called Regan an Instagram bodybuilder a little while ago, he might have actually pissed him off with those comments. And he did basically say the same thing again, only this time he added that he thought Regan was good enough to win the Olympia if he would just focus on bodybuilding and stop spending so much time getting caught up in distractions. To us, that was actually Nick's most controversial take yet, because he hasn't really given that sort of praise to anyone in bodybuilding, except for maybe Derek Lunsford, who he's always been high on. So what do you think? Is Nick right? Can the all-time Supermax version of Regan Grimes actually win the Olympia if he has his head on straight? Or do you think that was just Nick being Nick and understanding the value of creating a soundbite? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And we'll wrap this thing up full circle and make it a full-fledged Italy update with the latest from good Vito, because he and Chris Aceto look like they're really trying to do something special here for his pro debut. As a fan, this has got to be interesting, because we have not seen Vito on a pro stage against this level of competition. So all we really have to go off of right now is his gym pictures, which isn't that bad because they all look like freaking caricatures with his insane proportions. When Vito posted a recent update, we saw people actually saying they thought he looked better than Nathan right now, which is wild because Nathan thinks that he's a top 5 guy right now. There was a lot of hype behind the Texas Pro 2 weeks ago, and rightfully so because that battle between Andrew and Hunter was epic, but this show in Italy isn't a 2-horse race. If anything, it might actually be a 3 or 4-horse race that ends up coming down to the wire. All to say, it should be one hell of a show. And that will do it for this Midday Muscle. Thanks so much for still watching. See you next time.